we roll.
I went and came here for, I've already got with you.
I think I'm here for you.
And I was like, this is like the girl for me, and I saw the full picture, and like you were like the portrait.
Oh, bye.
The next pages are waiting.
It means so much to me. In the final four,
What are the odds?
it's crazy.
That it.
15 girls that got rejected like 13 times. Let me tell you about it. But I got one girl, and that's all that matters. Today, each couple will leave the villa to go on the final date.
Love is in the air. Hashtag stay grounded. It could be a helicopter.
Timing wise, I've never been one to really plan shit. I'll just pull up there, feel the vibe, and if we're on top of the world and it's loud, I'm just having to scream.
It's just like a reward for everything we've gone through in this villa. It's like refreshing, relieving, exciting, and like there's no bombshell at the end of this, right?
Hey, it's me, Amani. Welcome back to Amani's Vibe. And you're like, where have I been? Well, listen, Love Island had so much going on, and I was like, mad respect to all the reviewers who watch a show every day and then do reviews. And I was like, you know what? It's finale night. So that's all you want to know. We just want to know who won. I have no idea yet. I actually haven't watched it yet. But shout outs to Queen E, who taught me about the VPN. Hey, got one of those. So I was able to watch it. But let me just let you know what happened in between from the last show that I told you about when KK left with Keenan. Oh, basically, Scott from the UK was very upset with everybody. Like, how could you even put our names up? Me and Johnny and I, we've been together for at least, 3 or 4 days. We mean so much to the villa. I want to know Taylor and Bergie, why? So him and Johnny were interrogating Taylor and Bergie as to why they chose their names. Well, duh, you live in the UK, and Johnny had several connections. Yeah, so it was interesting. So Kyle and Destiny, you get to see a little bit of their story, but you really don't hear about them. So what I do want to talk about is After the Island, who've done really great exit interviews. I want to talk about Mike, who talked about the great connection he actually had with Destiny, the conversations he had that we never get to see. I want to talk about Harrison, who'd also talked about Destiny in a positive light. And almost everybody had positive things to say about her that we never got to see. And what I've learned and have continued to learn with each season is that the producers paint a picture and you only see clips to make somebody the villain, make somebody, I don't know, like the good person, somebody the hero, and they really did do that. But I have to say that the Destiny fans are out of this world. So I just kind of wanted to say that. I also wanted to talk about the culture of the stands for this show who wait for the people to leave Love Island and then attack them on their social media. I do really hope that something like this can really change for more positive, and that people can try to remember that it's a reality TV show, but these are real people who have real lives, and they are reading all of that negativity, and just let them be them. But I've seen it happen every season. I also think it's funny that I finally decided to do reviews, and it was the most ratchet sexual season ever. And I was like, how do I explain this? I spent a lot of time trying to explain it to the elders and older people in my life about this show and why I was doing it and what happened, and that's where I disappeared. It took me like a week to try to explain why I was doing reviews. But it's the final night. I don't know who's gonna win. I'm just gonna put in a guess here, and it might have already aired, so I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. So before I guess that, yeah, so basically, as you may or may not know, I can let you know that after Imani and Zay pretty much were voted out, and Johnny and Scott interrogated Taylor and Bergie, ridiculous, that Kyle and Destiny and Scott and Johnny were the next two to be eliminated, of course. Destiny has been on her Instagram, and she is soon to answer questions. I have watched After the Island with KK and Keenan. They seem very happy. You know, when you're doing reviews, you see what's happening. I'm just like you. I'm watching it, but I'm also not. I don't know how we can end the mean-spiritedness of this culture, but I just really hope for the best for them pretty much every season. And as for tonight, really all we want to know is who's going to win. So I think it's going to be, just judging from what I'm seeing, right? It's definitely between Hannah and Marco, and Leo and Hannah. For the real Love Island super fans, they think that Leo and Hannah is actually a positive story because they went through what people do in the real life. Basically him, you know, being with somebody else and coming back to her is like the arc of a real story, whereas other people are like, how can you reward Leo for what he's done? But he was accountable for it. And then there are other people that are just stans of Hannah and Marco, but then there are a lot of Carmen and Kenzo fans as well. So I really don't know. And then with Bergie and Taylor, they had, you know, family interviews, which were very interesting. And then Bergie's grandpa basically questioned Taylor if it was real, if she really liked Bergie. And then that just left Bergie in his head. He's been in his head ever since. So we don't know what's going to happen. I haven't seen their date yet. I have no idea what it's going to be. So I don't know what's going to happen after. But for me, as a reviewer, I honestly wish them all the best. I look forward to letting you know who the winner is if you're following me. And yeah, this is just a very short video because honestly, all the ridiculousness in between. Let's see, Leo begged for Cassie. He went to win her back. Then Johnny decided she wanted to be with Cassie, and then Cassie thought maybe she would be with Johnny, so then he didn't know if Cassie was going to pick Johnny or not, but then Cassie ended up picking Leo. All that stuff happened, you know. And the parents, the only thing that stood out mainly was like Kyle's family. One of them didn't like Destiny, said she had too much drama. The edits. And Bergie's grandpa stood out, but Bergie's family seems to be 100% behind him. We'll know more when this ends. I know the drama continues after the show. Also, shout out to Queen E and Romance Review for their reviews and After the Island, because I do appreciate them. That's how I keep up to date when I couldn't really get online to do this. But I'm here for the last night with all of you. I can't wait to find out who wins, and that's what's up.